There's a reason to get your phonic attack up, but it's very, very, very niche and very limited. It's too bad because I like Ash's playstyle a lot. Like, he's basically a magic swordsman. He casts spells and he uses melee attacks.
This looks like fun. That's right.
Oops, didn't mean to jump. Okay.
Too easy.
But yeah, that's the monitoring you have to do. Once we get 2D from Nebulum, that thing's gonna be so nice. It's +4 to everything. Really, really good. But she's an optional boss that's really freaking hard. So she's endgame, like literal. Like before you go to the final dungeon, fight the final boss, you fight her, and she can be hard if you've never fought her before. But like I said, she hits like a truck with her spells and her melee attacks, but in my opinion she's more deadly if she runs up and bops you. But half of the time, like, she chooses to sit there and cast spells at you, and those are easy to dodge, so she's less threatening in that regard. But if she does run up and decide to hit you, it's gonna hurt a lot. Quite a lot. But we'll talk about her when we get there. We don't even start the side quest for that until pretty, like, maybe halfway through the game, probably. But yeah, this isn't a bad game. It's just, like I said, it's very narrative and
at this rate,
driven.
we'll never catch up to Master Van. We shouldn't have wasted time in the desert.
What do you mean, wasted time?
I mean wasted time. We don't need Ion anymore. The war won't start as long as I'm around.
You moron.
You moron.
Hey!
Luke, even I thought that was arrogant.
This peace is based on the respect the Malkuth Emperor and Father have for the Phone Master. Without Ion, there would be no mediator.
No, it's not that either country holds respect for me. They merely want Yulia's score. I'm not really needed.
Everybody in this game is such a fucking sourpuss.
I can't agree with you
No,
there.
Luke is
Your weight
right.
is a
I'm
deterrent,
worthless. Everybody hates me.
Even if you do owe to Yulia's score.
It's like, I don't know, as I've
You're
gotten
all still
old,
young. So, how about we get going now?
I've related more and more to Jade just because, you know, when I
How
first
does he
played
pull
it,
out a line like that at a
2005,
time like this?
I was
You can never tell
17,
what that guy's
so,
thinking.
you know, when you're 17 and your hormones are going,
do need
you
to
have
be
your
more
moments of
careful with your
weakness
words.
where you're like, oh, nobody likes me. But as you get older, you're like, I don't got time for that shit. Like, you know, neither should you. Still angry, are we? That's not like you. I'm not angry. I love Luke and his money. Really, I have to admit I have expected you to lose your temper on hearing Ion spoken of like that. Huh? No, not at all. Well, okay, I guess it did bother me a little. Indeed. For all his ignorance of the world, that was still quite a careless choice of words. Then again, what more could one expect from Luke? Look, I don't really want to talk about this anymore. Let's go, Colonel. Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. Oh, for heaven. The road is surprisingly good condition. Yeah, especially since it's not really used anymore. How come? This road was in operation back when Exariuth was part of Kimlaska. Since Malkuth took it from us, there's been no reason to maintain it any longer. But if Exariuth is Kimlaska's next target, it certainly would make sense to clean it up. What is that supposed to mean? I said if. It certainly doesn't appear to have seen any recent work. The fact that it's still in such good condition speaks well for the Kimlaskan engineers who constructed it. You have a most trying way of putting things. Haha, I suppose I do. I'll try to be more careful. Yeah, I'm not good at doing fake laughs, so... The fact that these are getting read at all should be considered a treat, because it's a lot to read. I don't mind reading. But this isn't new stuff, you know. But yeah, if I do New Game Plus playthroughs of these games, it'll be definitely more
This looks like fun.
fast-paced. And I'll have to direct people to this playthrough, which is slowed down and the dialogue is read. Okay. Man, I'd hate living in this world with bees this huge. These dudes have a lot of health. Compared to the stuff we were fighting. There we go. Like I said, magic in these games is overpowered. For bosses, I mean, well, if I stop and think about all the times that I've had Genus in a boss fight, it's probably not a lot, just because if he gets focused, he's squishy as hell. But in this game, it feels different. It feels like you need some kind of magic. Oh, I know why. It's because in Tales of Symphonia, like I said this during that playthrough, whatever, I don't know if it's really system limitations or why they chose to do it, because they were technically on the same system. You can't cast 2 high-level spells at once in that game. Like, you have to take turns casting spells. So if you bring Genus to a boss fight, you risk having Rain sitting there standing, you know, twiddling her thumbs, waiting for her spell to go off. And that's a bad thing. So you could bring Genus, but then you can only cast basic ass spells like Fireball and Windblade and Aqua Edge.
You're dead.
So that's why I don't bring Genus to boss fights, is because if I had to choose between what spells I want to get casted, it would have to be the healing spells that keep us alive. Oh, thanks, doll. You didn't have to put that much effort into it. Hey, that dude's gonna get back up and then saw that coming. Yep. There goes SpongeBob, ripping his pants again. And walk away. Drain magic. Oh, okay, that kind of works.
That's your best?
Right, I still have Jade set to 100%. How many orange gems do we have? Oops, well, I suppose I can also give one to you. You are the healer after all. Strategy. I could keep him at 100%. It would make him use Drain Magic more often. Not that it really matters. Is it free? I don't think it is. 4. And it gave him back 10 or 11. Not bad, I guess. All things considered. What I need is to find him an item that gives him passive mana regen in combat. But I forget what that item is in this game. Like I said, all of my knowledge is based off of... well, most of my autopilot memory is in Tales of Symphonia. I know what items I need, when I get them, who to put them on, what to buy. This game, not quite there. But it can get there. A lot of JRPGs are just about constant replaying and like memorization. That's one thing I do like about this series of games, is the New Game Plus aspect. Like, I love feeling stronger with each playthrough. That's what's nice, is the replayability.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Dang, these dudes do have a lot of health. Like, 4,000 feels like a lot to me, I don't know why. Good luck. Okay, weren't we waiting for you to get something to 20? Phonic defense, correct? No, you're working on physical attack. Never mind then. Who are we waiting on? You? Physical defense, phonic defense. Oh, waiting on you to level up, okay. Not that it matters, but pretty much got all my magic dudes decked out with the plus 20 already.
This looks like fun.
Yeah, this game, when they designed it, they actually made it to where everybody can cast. So you can actually have two mages casting at the same time, which is sweet. I think they wanted it to be more epic, like it was, like, it was still holding on to that old style of, like, if you ever played the PlayStation 1 Tales of games, like Tales of Eternia, for example. Like, in order to cast really high-level spells in that game, you had to make pacts with what that game's version of the summon spirits. They called them Kramels, and it was Kramel arts. And you had something called the Kramel cage, where you would put two summon spirits inside of it, and you would mix them together to make spells, to make your high-level spells. So, you know, that's why whenever you do the cameo battle in Tales of Symphonia against the Tales of Eternia characters, it was a big deal to see her casting like Holy Lance or Indignation, because you needed to create those spells. So they wanted it to be more epic, to like, oh man, he's casting Air Thrust, or he's casting Air Blade. It's really epic. Which, you know, it was, to be fair. It was pretty epic, but at the same time, it's like, well, you know what's also epic? Not being able to cast my healing spells because I'm too busy focused on you casting epic destruction spells. We're gonna put you back at use 50%. Just because I know I'm going to need those orange gels for the boss fight in this place. Gothic Mace, you say? What's on it? So you notice here it's physical attack 145, phonic attack 145. So I'm gonna put this on Annis because she uses both of those, physical attack and phonic attack. See how like the cane, like it's still not any better. Like I could have given her that, but I think it's better suited to Annis, who will make better use of the physical attack than Tyr will. Also, because this game's economy is so wonky and like different towns have different prices, it's hard to like grind for money to buy items in certain places. It's not like how it is in TOS where the prices stay pretty much the same unless you have Regal in the party. Oh, thank you, lovely. It may be a little bit overkill. Like, moderate amount of HP to all within range. Like, when you're playing with a friend, healing circle is good. When you're playing with the AI, it's not very good because they move out of it all the time. And she'll just keep trying to cast it. It's better to have something like First Aid with a Carmine Chamber on it, because it's guaranteed to hit its target. There we go.
You did your best.
This right here, FSC. So you'll see I have one here on First Aid, which with the red one, it increases how much HP it heals. A blue one will increase how long Force Field lasts for. So I don't know if I gave an in-depth explanation whenever we first discovered them, but if I need to give one, I'll go ahead and do that later. When I actually have a F chamber to show off. Okay. don't think I missed anything. Pretty sure I didn't. Yeah, we have another cutscene coming up because, like I said, this game is full of them.
I'll destroy you.
Feels like it has way more.
Take this. Fangblade Ray.
Dang, this thing has almost 10,000 health. That's like a boss enemy. Oh, and it kind of hits decently hard. I mean, 100 is a little less than like 10%, so pretty decent chunk, all things considered. And we go. Critical magic. So now her spells can crit, so that's cool. So we got plus 14. Ah, we can give you Stre Forte right now and get that up to 30. What are you working on? Physical attack, agility. You're working on phonic attack, I guess. Just because we don't have any, we only have the one agility core, so that's all we can do with it. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Who has the phonic defense one? I think it's still you, right? Yeah. So I need to wait 2 more levels before I can give to somebody else. You also need phonic defense, but I gave the agility one to you for whatever reason. Whatever. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do about it. Especially with regular experience. Like I said, New Game Plus is where it's at. If you want to get all the stuff. The odds of us getting all the AD skills in one playthrough is not impossible, but you're gonna have to do a lot of grinding. And the thing that sucks is, right, like, it's your levels are finite. Like, the max level in this game is 200. So
That's your best?
an end game will probably be like level 60, 64. Not gonna be super high level, so it'll take you a couple playthroughs to get everything, but that's when the game gets really fun, is when you have all your AD skills. The ability to use mystic arts like right out the gate. As long as you have, you know, arcane arts.
Are you all right? Do you want to rest a bit?
No, I'm fine.
No, you have to rest. We're taking a break, everyone.
Anybody got a, well, I guess it'd be pretty rough to push a
Break? What are you
wheelchair up
talking
there.
about? Master Van's gone on ahead.
Luke, there's no harm in resting a little.
Yeah, this is a tough mountain path. There's nothing we can do.
I'll just carry him up the mountain,
I'm the
jeez.
ambassador. If I say we go, we go.
Listen, you.
Let's get some rest. Ion, I trust that's all right with you?
Hey,
I'm sorry to be a burden, Luke.
fine. Just for a little.
Thank you.
I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to fuck off. Is what she
Luke,
wanted to
I
say.
don't know why you're in such a hurry, but you could do with less attitude.
He's so
What are you
unlikable.
talking about? I don't have any attitude.
Fine, never mind.
What's her problem? Damn it.
Why does everybody hate me for being a douchebag? I don't understand. And maybe that's why I also have a hard time, like, really getting it, because I don't relate to him. I didn't relate to him when I was 17, and I don't relate to him now that I'm 32. It's like, Wine, wine, wine. I mean, yeah, his story is sad. I'll give him that, but
Damn, these things are annoying.
there's only so much sympathy I have,
You
buddy,
should feel right at
before.
home.
It's like a bad kind of simp. It's like, feel bad for me because I'm, you know, give me a free pass to behave like a douchebag because I didn't know any better. Okay, so down attack does not work on these dudes. I just like using regular attack. Actually, forward attack works pretty good on those dudes. Stupid hitbox. Come on, get it. Well, whatever.
Come on, if you don't try harder, then it's just annoying.
I've always hated enemies with tiny hitboxes. Here you go. Let's fight this guy.
Let's do this.
But yeah, we'll definitely be doing Tales of the Abyss. I might consider looking up a good PS1 emulator for the PS1 Tales games. They're definitely much more old school than this one.
I'm not good at holding back.
But they're still fun. I only beat Tales of Eternia once. But I thought it was you could see where the rest of the game series was going. Like, that game introduced mystic arts, like lots of them, like Burning Phoenix, like the famous one that you see a lot of people use, came from that game. Like, it was a good game. The story was interesting too. I liked it a lot. So now that I can show you. So we got a cobalt chamber, which is a blue one. Now it does certain things to different skills. Like, so if you look here, increase the ability to push, lift, or send the enemy flying. So a red one, which are called carmine, the blue ones are called cobalt, the green ones are called grass, and the yellow ones I think are called sun chambers. They're pretty rare, and they're very niche. I don't use too many yellow ones, they're just kind of whatever. I think if you're going to use yellow ones, it's more with a party than by yourself, because you can actually think about how you want to use the yellow ones. But, I don't typically, like, because it's like, I think you can grind them, but, like, I don't remember really having put them on a lot of these. The only ones you really do want them on are, like, so for Demon Fist, even though, not Demon Fist, it was Raging Blast. So, like, if you put a green one on this one, it says, enable the ability to occasionally steal from an enemy when attacking, so. There are some items that you have to steal from bosses, and you need to have a green chamber on one of your abilities that has steel on it. So that's kind of important that they don't really tell you about that. It's like extra hidden stuff. So green ones, I don't know what they do for, like, outside of it. Just reduces the amount of TP, which is whatever. I think it's the same for this, yeah. Like, I could put a green one on Jade's Drain Magic, and it would reduce probably the TP by 1 or something. Probably percentage based. But for example, like here, I have a red one on First Aid, which just makes First Aid a better single target heal. Like, and she casts it all the time. So by the time it's maxed out, you see how, like, we're like 3 bars in and we still got 3 more to go. At 6 bars, that means that it always activates. And if it's less than 6, it just has a chance for it to act, do the extra effect. But I never got super creative with these. I just sort of did the ones that were like practical. Like for Force Field, Cobalt Chamber, increase the length of effectiveness. I want to be immune to all damage for as long as possible. Drain Magic, what can we do with this? Reduces cast time, which is whatever. So what did we get? We got a blue one, right? So she has heal. Barrier, see, I put a blue one on barrier, increase the length of effectiveness. So whenever she learns sharpness, I can put that on sharpness and have it, increase how long sharpness is active, stuff like that. So there's little things you can do with these. They're not super important, but if you want to steal items from bosses, you need to keep an eye out for green ones and learn which abilities have the steal side effects. I have to watch out here, because if we go too far in one direction, we'll start a boss fight.